Well, hello. Today's the 1984 Eddie Murphy comedy action adventure, Beverly Hills Cop. Axel Foley is a Detroit detective that doesn't play by the rules, which of course gets him in a lot of trouble. His childhood friend arrives after having stolen bearer bonds from his employer in California. Of course, the employer has his men track him there, and he is killed. Axel decides to take vacation and go to California for justice. He meets another childhood friend who manages an art gallery that is owned by the suspected killer. He confronts the suspected killer and gets tossed out a window. He's then arrested by the Beverly Hills police. Two detectives are assigned to watch over him. Axel has no problems evading them. His investigations lead to a warehouse where possible drug smuggling occurs. He starts to bond with the two detectives assigned to watch him, and they successfully stop a robbery at a strip club. Axel picks up his friend Jenny and investigates the warehouse. They find drugs but are captured by the evil man. Axel is rescued by one of the Beverly Hills detectives and convinces him to call for help to rescue his friend. They go to his mansion and a big fight ensues, with Axel getting revenge on the evil drug lord. So this is Eddie Murphy action comedy produced by Jerry Bruckheimer, Don Simpson. And, it originally was apparently going to star Sylvester Stallone. And Sylvester Stallone had a lot of rewrites he wanted. There was a lot more action. According to even Stallone, he said the opening scene would be like Saving Private Ryan. And they had a cool thing like he was in a Lamborghini at the end playing chicken with the main villain who was driving a freight train. It just sounds like it's really wild. But the producers didn't really like the way he wanted to take this movie. They kind of derisively said that it was coming about him soaping his muscles or something. And there's eventually he left the project. And there's like an amusing little story that Don Simpson uses that said that they did it by offering him, to get into this exclusive doctor in Switzerland that used sheep hormones or something to make you youth. Now this is totally, unconfirmed or anything. That's just an amusing story. But Stallone dropped out and decided to do Rhinestone, which of course was a massive flop. And then they went about trying to cast this movie. They I guess considered Richard Pryor, Al Pacino, James Caan. They offered it to Harrison Ford, who turned it down, and that settled for Eddie Murphy, which probably was a good idea because this was one of the biggest grossing movies of 1984. At a $13 million budget, they made $316 million. And it's apparently the highest. It was like the third highest domestic R-rated. It was the first, third highest R-rated movie adjusted for inflation in history, and I guess the first domestically R-rated until Matrix Reloaded. So it was very massive success. And did a lot for Bruckheimer and Eddie Murphy, making him a superstar. And, it's a really enjoyable movie, I think. Even won an Oscar, or got nominated for Best Screenplay for an Oscar. Didn't win anything. And for the most part, it's considered an excellent movie. The Library of Congress considers it one of those to be preserved. Surprisingly, Siskel and Ebert gave it 2 thumbs down. Don't know why, but they didn't like it. But for the most part, it got a lot of high, critical and definitely financial success. And it of course spawned 3 sequels. And yeah, this is just an enjoyable movie from the '80s. It's definitely it has Eddie Murphy's trademark humor kind of with it, and I think they made the movie that they should have made because it's an enjoyable movie. It has comedy, it has action, and I think it's a great movie if you want to have something to watch. So if you stuck with me this long, I thank you. You're a unique individual.